When it comes down to American automobiles, what brands come to your mind? That's right. Ford, Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Lincoln, Chrysler, Ram, Dodge, and Tesla. However, there is a part of history that not many people are familiar with. They are the Dodge brothers. These two genius brothers were not only brains, but also the backbone of the automobile company in the early 1900s. Welcome to our channel, where we dive into past of the tragic story of the Dodge brothers. But before you start this video, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell button to never miss any of our videos. So, let's get started. Born on the 25th of October in 1864, John Francis Dodge was the older brother, and the younger brother, Horace Elgin Dodge, was born on May 17, 1868. The two brothers were inseparable, and the strong bond between John and Horace lasted from their childhood to the end of their lives. The brothers were born in Niles, Michigan. Their father owned a foundry and machine shop. This was their first introduction to the mechanics world. For a period of 20 years, the Dodge brothers grew up watching and learning everything from their father on how to cast iron and make machines from steel and other metals. By 1886, the brothers moved to Detroit, Michigan, and they took jobs at a Boilermaker plant in order to build large-scale metal structures. Then in 1894, John and Horace relocated to Ontario, Canada, and went on to work as machinists at the Dominion Typograph Company. The two brothers who had a natural skill with all things mechanical, while Horace was a remarkable inventor, tinkerer, and mechanic. John, on the other hand, was the managerial and sales-minded type, making the two brothers a perfect pair. In 1897, Horace went on to invent and patent a dust and dirt-proof ball bearing, which was the first of its kind, and it went on became a major advancement in the mechanics and automobiles industry. Using this invention, John arranged a deal for the brothers to join with a third-party investor to manufacture bicycles. With the brothers investing in the bicycle business for around 3 years, the Dodge brothers went on to sell the company in the early 1900s so that they could use the proceeds to set up their own machine shop in Detroit. During their first year of business, the Dodge brothers company began manufacturing and selling automobile parts. The automobile parts were included into the most popular vehicles of that era. Their products were well known for their good quality and durability. This happened to attract customers big and small. The brothers were diligent workers at their machine shop, and as years passed by, their hard work began to pay off. In 1902, the Dodge brothers won themselves a contract to build transmissions for the Olds Motor Vehicle Company, which was a top-selling car manufacturer during that time. It was their first major contract upon which they were able to build a solid reputation for quality and service, bringing them into the spotlight. So bigger brands began to reach out to them, and it was the beginning of their fame in America. In 1903, the Ford Motor Company's founder, Henry Ford, offered the Dodge brothers a deal which included a share position in his newly founded automobile company. This deal was by far a profitable deal than their existing contract with Olds Motor Vehicle Company. So the Dodge brothers turned their back on the company and went on to work for Ford for 10 years from 1903 to 1913, supplying the company's vehicle parts. John also worked as vice president of the Ford Company. The brothers had an intricate involvement with the company while having huge parts to play in the invention of the company's most successful products, which made it impossible to talk about the Ford's company's success without mentioning the contributions of these intelligent brothers. The Dodge brothers also invested in the company that ultimately the Ford Motor Company was in debt to the Dodge brothers. The wealth of the brothers kept increasing more and more, and they were so successful within that decade that they built a new plant in Hamtramck, Michigan. The brothers were known to be rude, short-tempered, having poor manners, and also for their aggressive conduct, which made them socially unacceptable to most of the wealthy elite of Detroit. John and Horace, aware of their high influence, that they didn't need anyone's acceptance as they were rich and powerful. Ever since the Dodge brothers established their plant, they began making plans to create their own line of automobiles. But as their contract with Ford was a hindrance, that they decided to terminate their contract with Ford in 1913, and in 1914, they set up the Dodge Brothers Company. During World War I, the Dodge brothers began manufacturing motor trucks and ambulances for the United States military. It was in October 1917 that they were able to produce their first commercial car. At the end of the war, the company produced and marketed both cars and trucks, becoming the biggest rival of their former partner Ford. John and Horace, who both started out as poor men from Niles, Michigan, went on to become millionaires. Their real estate portfolio spanned the entire country, and they had numerous luxurious properties, including mansions, yachts, farms, stables, cars, and so on. The Dodge brothers' business flourished that their wealth seemed limitless. However, it was at the pinnacle of their wealth that tragedy struck the Dodge brothers. While on a trip to New York, John and Horace became victims of the 1918 influenza pandemic. Contracting the virus and pneumonia, and these diseases resulted in complications that they proved fatal. After battling the illness for some time, on the 14th of January 1920, John died at the Ritz-Carlton at the age of 55. His brother Horace, on the other hand, fought the disease for a while longer, but after several relapses and fatal complications, he died the same year in December at the age of 52. The Dodge brothers were interred in the Egyptian-style family mausoleum in Detroit's Woodlawn Cemetery, which is guarded by two Sphinx statues. Following their deaths, their company was left without capable leadership, so in 1925, their widows sold the Dodge brothers' automobile business to Dillon Reed, investment bankers, for $146 million. Today, the company is a subsidiary of Chrysler, which is another automobile company in Michigan. We have come to the end of the video. Don't forget to like and share our video. Thank you for watching.